When I was first asked to accept this award, I was surprised and thrilled at the prospect of being chosen for such a prestigious honor. Weeks later, however, when I received the invitation, I looked on the back and saw the list of prior recipients. I literally felt my hands start to tremble. In fact, I actually shivered as that list of names took me back more than 25 years. It filled my head with memories of my days as a younger person in this business community. Memories of the times I sat in a crowded ballroom like this and watched as people I deeply respected and greatly admired step forward to accept this award. Memories of feeling that I was incredibly lucky just to be in the same ballroom with these legendary business leaders. Then I started to reflect on just how fortunate we Philadelphians have been to have had leaders like the ones listed on the back of that list. How lucky we in the business community have been to be led by people of such high and outstanding integrity. How lucky we have been to have had business leaders who worked as hard outside of their boardroom as they did inside, and always determined to give back and improve our community's quality of life. These were leaders who believed in their company and worked tirelessly, but not just for themselves. These were leaders who sought value for their shareholders, their customers, their workers, and their communities. Yes, how lucky we have been, because, as alluded to earlier, unfortunately, in other parts of this country, we have watched a relatively small number of leaders behave quite differently. Our newspapers and our newscast are filled with stories of corporate greed, of self-dealing, of trust abandoned in the name of enormous personal gain. But to our good fortune, these stories have never existed here. We didn't have any Ken Lays here, but thank God we do have people like John Rowe and Hal Sargente. And we were blessed to have people like Willard Rouse. We do not know the Dennis Kozlowskis in this region, but we do know the Bill Averys, the Bill Mills, the Bill Sassos, the Walt DeLessios, George Rosses, and the Pete Mussers. And indeed, we are better for it. Instead of people like John Regas, we are privileged to work with people like Brian and Ralph Roberts, mayors like Ed Rendell, governors like Tom Ridge, and spiritual leaders like the late Reverend Leon Sullivan. We have had people like Jack McCann and Joe Neubauer, last year's winner, and we have people like Bob D. and Bob McClements, and now people the likes of a Jack Drostick. These are leaders who care and cared deeply and personally about the organizations they had been or still are entrusted to lead and the futures of those organizations. These are leaders who nurtured our academic institutions, they built our hospitals, they directed our public utilities, and they led our city and state governments. They built churches and synagogues, and they worshiped in them. And they set our moral compass. They built Philadelphia's new skyline and made dreams of successful small businesses come true. They were leaders who ran railroads and airlines, insurance companies, banks, and financial services. Their companies made oil and chemicals, pharmaceuticals, computers, and food. Yes, they were leaders whose company made this community one of the best places in America to work. But they did more than that. They were leaders whose endless civic contributions made this community one of the best places in America to live. They gave of their resources and they gave of themselves. They gave and they urged others to give so that our community could follow its dreams. Dreams of offering all of our residents meaningful employment. dreams of becoming an exciting destination for hundreds of thousands of tourists, dreams of building a world-class convention center and a performing arts community without peer, dreams of embracing those with far less, and dreams of giving all our children the start that they needed to pursue their own dreams in the years to come. When I look back at the names today, I cannot help but think how much our community continues to need them. Leaders who value integrity over personal gain. Leaders who promote the community's interest over their own. Leaders who understand that they must serve so that others will watch and learn and make the decision to serve as well. We are grateful that we still have many of these leaders with us today, working to help this business community through the challenging times we face today and those we will undoubtedly face in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, on this 50th anniversary, let this not be a tribute to today's honoree, but let us salute all these special leaders of the past 49 years. Leaders who gave a young man from South Philadelphia, educated in its public school system, a chance to run some of the most important and exciting organizations in this region. So today, let us hope that other leaders will join the leaders of the past. For nothing is more important to the livelihood of our region than the emergence of new leaders. And there we are blessed again with newer leaders like Jack Brennan and Dominic Federico, Ed Hanway, John Conway, Governor Mark Schweiker, and many others. People who honor the values and accomplishments of the past, but at the same time will work tirelessly on behalf of new ideas. Ideas that will keep our community strong. Ideas that will create new jobs. Ideas that will promote new and greater optimism. And ideas that will inspire more ideas. And still more ideas. And awaken in all of us the potential that the leaders on this list awakened in the people they inspired so many years ago. And I speak of the kinds of ideas that are propelling this great university forward. Ideas that inspired the development of one of the best co-op education programs in all of America. And and you've heard it a couple of times today, but let me repeat it, according to Financial Times, one of the best executive MBA programs in the world. Ideas that led Drexel, think about this, 20 years ago, to be the first university in America to require all students to have microcomputers. And now to become the first major university in the nation to develop a fully wireless campus. Ideas that drive the largest private medical school in the nation and led to the creation of the School of Public Health, one of only 2 in Pennsylvania. And today I tell you, I know there are more new leaders among us, waiting and determined to take the region into the future. In fact, it is my fervent hope today that there is someone, perhaps in this ballroom here today with us, someone in this room, or maybe someone out in the community, who one day, 20 years from now, having been asked to accept this award, will receive an invitation in the mail from Drexel University. Look at the list on the back, which will then have 70 names on it, and feel the same sense of awe and slight tremble in the hand that I felt. I hope that 20 years later, for someone, those names will evoke the same sense of respect I felt and still feel today. Thank you all very, very much.